currently the host of the 30-minute radio show called Score More Business for Your Business that airs every Monday at 8 a.m. on Blog Talk Radio. This show is dedicated to helping businesses acquire tools, tips, and techniques to create their own successful economy. You can reach Mark at 954-MORE-BIZ, 667-3249 for details for your complimentary 60-minute HMA consultation or schedule your group training. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mark Gibbons to the floor.
Thank you very, very much, Maria. I really appreciate that. I know you may have had a lot to express, and I appreciate you're doing it so well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor for me to come before you as business owners, but not just I'm here as a presenter. I'm here because I've seen you, I've interacted with you, I've broken bread with you, fellowship with you for the past almost a year now. And I'm so excited to come before you today to give you something that will allow you to literally wrestle control back into your hands of your own economy. And as Marie said during the introduction, one of the things this allows you to do, this system I will share briefly with you because we don't have a lot of time, it allows you to create your own economy as a business owner. Too many people are looking for other people to help them create their own economy. Too many people are looking to the government. Too many people look into super committees to help them build their own economy. And they have their hand out. I'm not here to give you a handout, unless it's this handout you have in front of you on paper. That's the only handout you're getting from me. But I'm here to show you how to get a hand up on your competition. Are you with me?
We're with you.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be interactive. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fast-paced, heavy-hitting, but I guarantee you, when you leave here, you will learn 3 things you must do today to increase your bottom line revenues tomorrow. Would anyone here like to know that?
Yes.
Anyone at all? Great.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is going to be interactive and it's going to be instructional. And yes, you are being recorded. Hopefully I'll have your consent to put you on video. By your being in this room, that's giving me your consent. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. This will be used for promotional and training purposes. Thank you very much. All right. Now, those of you who have a pen, please lift that pen up right now. Take out a pen. Very important you have a pen. Instructional and interactive. Okay, you've got a pen. All right. Now, take out that pen, and in the upper right-hand corner of the blue sheet, make sure it says, "Can your company experience more growth?" That is the page we're going to start working with. Can your company experience more growth? Right on the top of that page, your name. Very important. Write your name at the top of that page, please. Again, where it says, "Can your company experience more growth?" That's the name at the top of that page. Now, number 2, where it says, "Can your company experience more growth?" Scratch out, cross out neatly the 2 words, "your company." Just cross them out. And put in, above that, the name of your company. So whatever company or business you're in or representing, I want you to cross those 2 words out and put in the name of your company. So when it reads, it's going to read something like, "Can ABC Enterprises experience more growth?" Okay? Because this is all about you right now, guys. It's all about your company. It's not about some fictitious company out there. It's about your company. I'm not talking pie in the sky stuff here. I'm talking about generating results for your company. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do is, I hope you have someone sitting next to you. Look to your right or to your left. Now, let's see. I think we can pair up. Okay, wonderful. One thing that's very important in business, which a lot of people do not pay attention to, is the fact that you have to be accountable to someone. And as entrepreneurs, we tend to think that we're a one-man show, we do what we need to do, and we'll get away with it. Well, whether you know it or not, at some point, someone's going to become your accountability partner. It could be your favorite Uncle Sam. But at some point, someone will be your business partner. So let's see if we can make it happen here in a way that will help you be accountable to your business partner for your success and your results. All right, so I want you to look to your right or to your left, and if we have an open spot here, somebody take it, please.
Richard.
To have pairs. So pair up. So let's have Valerie pair with Tatiana, Daryl pair with Frank, Jason with Barbara, Carolyn with Richard or Marie. Okay? That's your accountability partner for this exercise, ladies and gentlemen. So let's pair up. Okay? Don't be bashful, don't be shy. We all know each other. We're not strangers here. This is family breakfast. Okay? All right. Okay, so do we have our accountability partners? Is that a big yes?
Yes.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Are you ready to see some results?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now, let's talk a little bit about the background of what we're doing here. The background to this is showing you how to increase your revenue in 3 specific ways. We're going to talk about that at the end of this to wrap it all up for you, because it's going to be interactive, like I said, as you can see right now. But let's talk about some of the underlying issues facing businesses. One of the biggest mistakes businesses make, actually businesses subscribe to this philosophy. They love to gamble. They are the biggest gamblers out there. Small businesses, how do I know? I can just look at the numbers. Does anyone know what the number 1 form of gambling is to a small business?
Investment. Advertising?
Excellent. You got a gold star. Breakfast is on me. Or someone else. Okay, maybe it's on you. Excellent. Excellent. Advertising is the number 1 form of gambling among small businesses. Why? Because when you get that knock on the door, and you open the door and it's the Yellow Pages guy or gal standing there, she says, "Hey, how you doing, Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner? Hey, you know what? We're running a special right now. Instead of $5,000 a month for your Yellow Pages ad, it'll only be $4,000 a month for a 2-year contract. Does that sound good? Because that Yellow Pages book, Mr. Business Owner, goes out to 2 million households. You'll be all over. How would you like to be in 2 million households? Can you imagine what that would be to your business? Wow, your phone should ring off. Oh, Mr. Business Owner. Has anyone here ever heard that? Anyone?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. But invariably, what happens?
You're not hitting your target market.
Very good.
You don't get any phone calls.
Don't get any phone calls.
People don't read
Absolutely.
the phone book anymore.
And they don't read the phone book anymore, ladies and gentlemen. So all these things happen. So what ends up happening? You just blew $4,000 a month over 2 years, which adds up. If our accountant were here, you'd say that's a pretty big chunk of change to have to miss out on. So this is not about telling you to spend more money in advertising, ladies and gentlemen. This is not about that at all. You may have spent quite a bit already and seen negligible, if any, results. This is about showing you how to tap into the hidden marketing assets that any company has that have been around long enough. They're going to have several areas of assets that they need, that they have, but they don't know how to tap into, even though they need to. That's a real problem. Now, let's go down the sheet. Let's start putting together the framework or the background of your business. How well do you know your business? Who here owns their business? Let's see how well you know it. We're gonna, rubber meets the road here. And you have an accountability partner, so there's no cheating. Okay, all right, let's get started. Gross sales, ladies and gentlemen. What are your present gross sales in your company? Do you know? Guess. If it's $1,000 a month, then what's 1,000 times 12? $12,000. If it's 2,000, what's 2,000 times 12? 24,000. What are your present gross sales in your company? Do you know it? Put it down there, please. Now, Next line, again on page 1. Step 1, define your present situation. What's your market potential, ladies and gentlemen? If that information is available to you, what is your market potential? What kind of market potential do you have to grow within your company? Okay? Then, next question is, what's your present market share if you have that information? Okay? What share of the market does your business have right now in your specific industry or category? Do you know? And then, next line beneath that, what's your desired growth? Please put some numbers in there. It's going to make this a lot clearer for you at the end of this presentation. Desired growth. What percentage you want to grow your business? 10%, 15%, 20%, 100%, 1,000%, whatever. And what's the desired growth in a dollar amount? First we express it in a percentage form, then we express it in an actual dollar amount. What's our dollar amount? And then the next question is, what's the penetration needed? The percentage increase you must have. That information is available. Are you with me so far? Any questions? Good? We good? Is that a yes?
What is the
Yes.
penetration needed? What that means?
Market penetration needed to achieve the above results. What do you need to do to increase your market share to achieve the above results?
Okay.
Market penetration needed. Or desired in this case. Step 2, know your key ratios, ladies and gentlemen. Step 2, know your key ratios. Now these ratios on average help to define your present situation and will help you to determine your growth potential. It's all about growing, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about growing your bottom line. Number 1, what is your average customer worth to you? What is that average? Is it $20, $100, $1,000? What is that average customer worth to you? Okay. Item 2, what's your closing ratio? Does anyone know what a closing ratio is? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone here in sales?
Yes.
Go ahead, Richard. What's the closing ratio, please,
The
sir?
average amount of sales you close per annum or per quarter per year depends on how the ratio you try to close. And suppose you set a goal of you have 30 sales for the month. How much of that 30 sales you're gonna complete and close out and you get paid for?
Okay, that's good. In its simplest form, if 10 people come walking through the doors of your business, how many people, all things being held equal, how many people walk out that door as customers or clients of your business? That's your closing ratio. If 10 people walk in and 2 people walk out as customers or clients, your closing ratio is 20%, ladies and gentlemen. 20%. Your question?
Average customer
Worth.
worth, would that would be annual?
It could be annual, it could be monthly. It's really per transaction.
per transaction?
Yeah, it's a good question. So in other words, again, ladies and gentlemen, if 10 customers walk in, and 10 prospects walk in, only 2 people walk out as customers or clients, your closing ratio is 20%. If 4 walk out as customers or clients, your closing ratio is 40% in the simplest form. Now, number 3, number of customers in the last 12 months. Number of customers you've had in the last 12 months. Put in that number there. You might be off a little bit. This is not, to put you under the white-hot spotlight of an interrogation, but just to give you an idea of what's going on, a snapshot of your marketing, looking underneath your marketing hood. Now, number 4, number of prospects in the last 12 months. Not customers, prospects. So if you have 20 customers, put that down. But if you had 100 prospects in the last 12 months, you put that figure down there. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now, let's turn over the page and let's get started. We're going to have to go through this pretty quickly unless you are in for some overtime, but it's so good, I want to make sure you get it before we have to leave for the day. All right, step 3 now, ladies and gentlemen, is to complete your growth matrix. Turn the page over, please, and you want to complete the growth matrix. And we're going to walk through this step by step. Now, I don't want you to look back on the other side of the sheet. You're going to keep that for yourself for later. Okay, but I'm going to walk you through an example that's going to show you how to put these numbers together. Okay, and you can always call me if you need additional information or help after this presentation. All right, now in this growth matrix, you have columns, and I'll point them out to you here. You have one column, number of prospects annually. Second column, closing ratio. Third column, number of buyers. Fourth column, average customer worth. Final column, gross sales. Okay? No need to turn back to the front of the paper. You will be working strictly from an example. No need to turn back. Well, you're good. Okay? So let's walk through a situation of a customer or a client or a business that has a present situation, and I want you to write these numbers in as I give them to you, because this will be a great exercise for you to refer to later. Okay? All right. In the first column where it says number of prospects annually in present situation, I want you to write the number 200. Okay? Then closing ratio, present situation closing ratio, I want you to write 20%. Okay? Right next to it, underneath number of buyers, I want you to write the number 40. Then next to that, average customer, again in the first line, write the number 1,000. Okay? And then, your gross sales, I want you to write 40,000 under gross sales. Okay? All right. Now, let's get rocking and rolling here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you something, and let's see if we can wrap it up at the end as to if you can figure out what it actually is. The first thing you can do to increase, in this example, the first thing you're going to do to increase your bottom line is to increase the number of prospects you'll see. So the desired growth objective here, on the top of the page, write 20%. On the top of your page, write 20%. That's the desired growth objective, 20%. Growth objective, 20%. Okay? Now, where it says number 1, increase prospects, I want you to write in there the number 240. We're going to go quick. Moving right across, you're going to write 20%. Next column, the number of customers, you're going to write 48%. I'm sorry, 48, sorry, it's 48. Next to that, you're going to write the number 1,000. Next to that, gross sales, 48,000. Okay? What we did, ladies and gentlemen, I'll explain to you really briefly. We increased the number of prospects from 200 to 240. Okay, that's a 20% increase. That generated what at the end? In what?
Gross sales.
Gross sales. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Now, item 2. Moving right along. Right under the first column, number of prospects, you write in 200. Okay? And then you write in 24% underneath closing ratio, 24%. Number of customers, you write in 48. Okay? Average customer worth, 1,000. Gross sales, 48,000. Okay, you with me so far?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, in this example, the closing ratio went up by what?
4%.
Actually, it went up to 24%, but it went up 20%. 24% was a 20% increase in the closing ratio. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's going to be very important. Next line, where it says increase customer worth. Okay, you see that? Next line, line 3. Let's write in number 200, number of prospects is 200. Then the closing ratio is 20%. Number of customers, 40. And then the average customer is not 1,000, but it's 1,200 now. Giving you gross sales of, at the end of the day, 48,000. Okay? With me so far?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do all 3. You see that line there, do all 3? Awesome. I see someone's already racing ahead. Awesome. Good job. Good job. If you know it, fill it in. Let's do all 3. Let's have the number of prospects be 240. Closing ratio be 24%. Number of customers, 57.6. I can see what 0.6 of a customer looks like. Maybe he's maybe he's half the man he was. Just more. Okay. Average customer is $1,200. Gross sales now becomes $69,120. Do you see that? You will in a moment. Okay, going again. Do all 3. Number of prospects, 240. Closing ratio, 24%. Number of customers, 57.6. Average customer worth is $1,200. Gross sales, $69,120. Okay. Now let's talk about something exponential, because these are the three ways to exponential growth. The actual growth achieved, ladies and gentlemen, in this example is 72.8%. 72.8%. So in my introduction, I talked about referrals being a 76% boost to your bottom line. Can you imagine harnessing the power of referrals, a 76% closing ratio or conversion rate, with a 72.8% boost to your bottom line, with a very, very minor growth objective of 20% in all key areas? Ladies and gentlemen, what I just showed you is that small improvements in each area could generate dramatic growth overall. Now, all the business owners in the room, please answer this question for me. Is anything you just wrote down on that sheet of paper unreasonable and impossible to do or hard to do? Is it impossible for you to imagine increasing the number of prospects, 20%, closing ratio of 20%, or increasing the average customer value 20%? Is that impossible? Do I hear a yes? Do I hear a no? Is it impossible?
No.
Wonderful. Now, so the total net growth you will release is how much? Percentage-wise, 72.8%. Your net growth, dollar-wise, well, you subtract the 40 from the 69, so you get $29,120. Okay, your present gross sales, figure that number out. Actual exponential growth received. I'm sorry, the first one is the dollar amount. Total net growth you will release is $29,000. Okay. The actual exponential growth achieved is 72.8% in this example. Figure all the other numbers there. Okay. Now on that sheet, you will see if you can improve just a little in each of these three areas, then you can see very dramatic growth overall. Now on that sheet, you're going to see here is the exponential growth you will receive or you will achieve at various levels of improvement in each area. Now, let's say you want to go for just a little bit, 10% growth in each area. The exponential growth you will achieve will be 33%. If you achieve 15% growth in each area, you will experience exponential growth of 53%. If you experience 20% growth in each area, 73% exponential growth achieved. At 25% growth, you will experience 95% growth achieved exponentially. 30% growth in each area, 120% increase in exponential growth. Do you see that?
Yes.
Is this rocket science?
No.
Is this fuzzy math? Okay. It's possible and it's doable, right? Okay. So now let's conclude with this. We want to grow in all three ways. Grow in all three ways. So, the genius behind the hidden marketing asset system, ladies and gentlemen, is that it will leverage and optimize your existing marketing assets and grow your business in three ways all the time. Now, can anyone tell me what goes in these numbers 1 through 3 down here? Anyone?
Prospects, closing ratio, customer worth.
Excellent. Excellent. I wish I had a prize for you. Sure.
You don't.
I wish I did. I wish I did. Awesome. Number one, ladies and gentlemen, you increase the number of prospects. Number one. Number two, you increase the conversion rate of prospects to customers. That's number two. Number three, you increase the average value of each customer. Now, A and B I'll get into right now. Do you see that? Okay. A is you can increase the value of a customer two ways. The first way is to increase the number of times, you can increase the customer value by increasing the amount of that transaction that customer does when it does business. So in case the customer comes in once a year and spends $100,
Upsell.
you can upsell, exactly. Excellent. Instead of spending 100, he spends 120, 130, 140. That's the first way. The second way is you increase the number of times that customer does business with you throughout the year. Instead of coming to you once and spending 100, he might come to you several times and spend 100, or he could even spend 75. But if he comes in 4 or 5 times and spends $75, that's better than coming in one time spending 100. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Ladies, I'm sorry. A was,
Can you go over that one again?
yeah, great point, Carolyn. A is increasing the transaction value. In other words, if a customer comes in one time and spends $100, instead of him spending 100, you show him how to spend a little bit more, 120, 130, 140.
Increase the
whatever
amount of
it's
the
gonna be.
transaction.
You increase the value of the actual transaction. Increase transaction value. Okay, make sense? And the second one is, you increase the number of times that customer does business with you throughout that year. Any questions? Okay, I know it was heavy
How do we
hitting.
do this?
I know you covered a lot. It was a little intense, was it?
Yes.
Any questions at all?
Any questions, Mark?